advocacy group, and I'm here to urge you to vote against the Reproductive Health Care Facilities Access Act. I'm sure you all remember when you were sworn in as a public servant, you raised your right hand and you took an oath to defend and uphold the Constitution of the United States. That Constitution includes the Bill of Rights, and specifically the First Amendment. The First Amendment is designed by our founding fathers and fought for with the blood of our soldiers and veterans. And the purpose of it is to prevent local governments, state governments, and the federal government from infringing on the inherent rights of the people to express their opinions about specifically matters of important public concern. And this bill is an affront and an outright full frontal assault on the First Amendment. The language is overbroad. It creates a zone in the case of a facility that doesn't have its own parking lot, beginning at a public bus stop or a public parking facility within 200 feet and extending to the premises of that clinic. Those are traditional areas of public discourse where people, politicians even, are allowed to distribute their literature. Even if someone might be offended by it, even if someone doesn't want to hear the message, even if someone might be annoyed by the content. That's why we have the First Amendment. And this statute criminalizes behavior that is fully protected by the First Amendment in that regard. It uses vague terms, such as seriously annoyed, such as approach, with an unwanted approach. This law is fraught with peril for the civil rights of the citizens of Westchester. And I urge you to oppose it, to obey your oath, be faithful to the oath you took to uphold and defend this Constitution, and specifically this First Amendment, even if you don't agree with the content of the messages, even if you are repelled, even if it's abhorrent to you, the content of those messages. Nevertheless, you have that oath to uphold the right of free speech of your fellow citizens. The legislation is also, I just want to make two more points very quickly. The legislation I submit to you has an animus against pro-life content, the message of pro-life content. I attended one of the hearings. I watched all the hearings on video, and I did not see any evidence whatsoever of any problem, any disorder, any woman being prevented from having an abortion whatsoever. None of that. The only thing that there was people with offended feelings and emotions, etc. And it is a very sensitive and emotional topic. But that does not give this board the right to violate the constitutional rights of the citizens of Westchester. And I would just finish by noting that this law also provides for attorney's fees with which to batter those speakers with whom some of this board may disagree. There's another statute that provides for attorney's fees as well, and that's the United States Code, Section 1983, which provides a recourse for citizens whose constitutional rights have been violated by legislative bodies. And I can tell you that in the event that this case, or that this legislation is tested in court, which it most surely will be, that among the defendants named personally on that litigation, seeking attorney's fees and other remedies will be every member of this board who votes to violate the constitutional rights of your fellow citizens. Thank you.